Our lunch, it has been tough sledding this year for startups that depend on venture capital. But there's one bright spot in the private equity market, and investors say it's all thanks to the Inflation Reduction Act. Our own Kate Rooney is following the money trail for us. Hi, Kate.
Hi there, Charlie. So it's not AI, believe it or not. Clean energy startups are emerging as a bright spot in venture capital. Founders and investors I'm talking to point to the Inflation Reduction Act, IRA. That law passed last summer. It promotes clean energy production and clean tech. So that includes things like wind, solar, EVs. That group just had its best quarter in 2 years. It brought in $5.4 billion in venture funding. That's according to PitchBook. This is at a time, guys, when most venture capitalists are really tightening their belts amid higher interest rates. Overall funding is down while clean tech had that boom. IRA tax credits incentivize some of the larger companies to invest in things like clean energy, but startups might not even have the revenue to tax. If that is the case, they can sell those tax credits as part of the IRA and then use those proceeds to fund their businesses. That improves the math and the economics for some of their backers.
If you're a VC investor looking at novel technology, if you're a private equity investor looking at capitalizing solar projects or wind projects, if you're a large bank thinking about what the payback period is going to be and the viability of various projects, you're looking at the value of the tax credits as a fundamental input into that.
The CEO of Electric Hydrogen, another startup, tells me that he scrapped manufacturing projects abroad because of the IRA and moved some of those onshore as well.
That's incentivized us to build a factory in the U.S. We announced we're building a factory in northern Massachusetts, in Devens, Mass. And it's also incentivized us to do things like what you see behind me, which is our pilot plant in San Jose, California. So it's absolutely pulled the market into the U.S. and it's refocused U.S. companies like ours on the domestic opportunity.
The White House says companies have now spent $110 billion on clean energy manufacturing in the last year or so. 170,000 jobs, meanwhile, have been created in this space. Some startups, though, guys, are still waiting on more clarity from Treasury on these tax credits. That is expected by the end of this year. Back to you.
All right, Kate, thank you very much.